they just... What is... Yeah, hello? Can I get some information here? Seriously, I come out of the library one time. What? Oh. Hello. First day? Yes, it's my first day too. I hate to be impolite, but... Are you a cryptid, by any chance? You kind of look like a cryptid. Oh. Oh, I see. So, I guess the file labeled redacted, that might tell me a little bit about what's going on. I appreciate it. Thank you. Seriously, I leave my home one time, and now, again, I don't mean to be impolite, but I'm stuck with a zombie. I don't know, something from the Evil Dead. I don't know what I'm doing here. Vrykolakas. Is that you? Vrykolakas? Am I saying that right? Okay. Sorry, I don't speak Bulgarian, so... Oh, my apologies. Greek, huh? No, I was partially right. So, Greek and Slavic folklore. That's where you come from. Let me see. Huh. Right, so I've got a bunch of blanks here. Looks like they want me to do some sort of examination with you. Is that correct? Does that sound right? Interesting. Well, I suppose before I do anything with, would you look at that? Tools. I suppose before we get to that, let me see. So, Vrykolakas. Looks like you are kind of a vampire. Is that right? But the name Vrykolakas is more related to the word for wolf. So something got mistranslated there, huh? Interesting. So you have a basis in Greek and Slavic folklore. Kind of a vampire. Kind of. You eat human livers? That's okay. You don't have to, don't get jumpy at that. Don't even think about letting your mouth water. It's not happening here. Believe me, I'm not what you're looking for. So, to become a Vrykolakas, let me just... This will be easier. They left me all the tools except for the instructions for the actual thing. That'll do it. So it looks like here, to become a Vrykolakas, one had to be sacrilegious, or excommunicated, or mocking the gods. Which one of those little naughty deeds did you do? Or eating mutton from a sheep that had been killed by a wolf or a werewolf. Oh, you are a naughty guilty one, aren't you? So, which one of those particularly egregious sins did you commit? We can come back to it. I know. That's a bit personal for the first couple minutes, isn't it? I apologize. Well, I suppose let's wash up, shall we? Even our cryptids must be given the same sort of respect as anyone else. I should know. Very good. Now, let's get into what I'm supposed to be doing with you. I think let's start with... there we are. So they want me to take a baseline reading. There we are. If you wouldn't mind just opening your mouth for me. Okay. And I'm just going to take your temperature. Just like that. Okay. Go ahead and pop your tongue over the thermometer. That's kind of weird looking. Oh well. Okay, let me just take that. Okay. You're about room temperature? Yeah. Guess it's a good thing it's a touch warm today. How does that work for you? Are you more cold-blooded, or do you have any sort of issues moving around should it be too hot or too cold? Yeah, my guess is as good as yours. Well, we'll figure this out together. Might as well. Alright. Room temperature. Interesting. I would like to pose the question at some point whether temperature affects your mobility and your other processes as well. Next, I should be taking your blood pressure and your pulse, but due to the fact that you're kind of a vampire, you are cannibalistic, like I'm getting a bit of a Wendigo vibe. So let's check your pulse real quick before we get the old spigma thing coming out. Okay? Do you have a preference as to which wrist I take your pulse with? No? Well, let's go here. I'm just going to lay my fingers just along your radial artery here. Yeah, that's odd. Your skin almost has a bit of a clammy quality to it. I'll have to note that down, I think. Alright, do you mind if I check your brachial pulses? I remembered a little bit about the little crash course to health seminar they sent me. Oh, that makes a little more sense now, doesn't it? I got catfished. See, I thought I was just going to be meeting for some different discussions on library materials, birds mostly, been trying to expand the ornithology section, but this is where I ended up. Okay, let's check the brachial pulse here. I'm just going to put my fingers in the crook of your elbow here. Not too much. Mind if I check the other side? I suppose you're not getting any deader, so what would it matter? It's not like I had anything to do with my life. But that's not your fault. I apologize. And the brachial pulse here. Is there anything there at all? Even just the littlest little flutter? Nothing. You mind if I check your carotid artery? Right around here? Yeah, I'll be careful. And don't you bite. I bite back. I see. You mind if I just lay my hand over your chest? Yeah? Just like that? Very good. Sounds like the bureau's busy today. Lots of different sounds. I really, really miss my library right now. It's nearly completely quiet. Nobody comes in there. Unless, of course, it's just to harass me or, get some information on one sort of cryptid or another. No pulse. No pulse. No heartbeat. Oh, your skin was clammy to the touch. Oh, I want to note that down. And no pulse, no heart rate. Now, I assume due to that, you wouldn't have a blood pressure, but I think for the sake of being thorough, I would like to take your blood pressure, if you don't mind. Okay? Now, I will say that even though I can't pronounce sphygmometer, I can use it. Maybe I wasn't too able to recently, but I've learned. So we'll gather that, and brilliant. A stethoscope. Need one of those. There we are. These things always twist something nasty. Now let me see. Yes, there we are. I'm going to take your blood pressure on this side, if you don't mind. Good. And let's just put the diaphragm of the stethoscope here. I do wish to switch those. Then we have the dial in this hand and the little ball in the other. And should this be all the way, there we are, all the way closed off. And let's begin. Let me release that. I'm supposed to listen for the blood to stop flowing through the arm, but we've established you have no blood flowing. Let's just go ahead and deflate that one. curious. May need that again. No blood pressure due to no flowing blood. Interesting. I suppose we better begin with our general inspection now. So, again, I apologize in advance. I mean no offense, but I'm going to have to look at you with a bit of a critical eye. And there's a few things to note down. I'll try my best to keep them to myself. So, upon general inspection, you look kind of dead, but kind of not. I'm not really sure what that's about. Interesting. Now, I felt the clamminess of your skin, but I would like to look a little bit more at the quality and the color, if you don't mind. Yes, I'll try not to be too manhandly. So, cool and clammy, a bit lukewarm. And there's an ashy sort of pallor. I wouldn't call it quite gray, but, well, bloodless, really. But you have some sort of distension more towards your abdomen. Do you mind if I look at that? Okay. Oh. Interesting. So there's definitely a ruddiness to the pallor of the abdomen. We have more of this, again, not quite dead, but not quite alive phenomenon happening here. The color's a little brighter, and you have that ruddiness, but it looks a little off, maybe more anemic looking, if that makes sense, while the extremities are more bloodless. I see. Interesting. Now, as for the rest of you, well, you don't really look like you're actively dying. I'm not really seeing any decay. Glad for it. There are things in active decay that I've come across that, oh my, the absolute smell of it. Ugh. I do appreciate that while perhaps not the most pleasant smelling thing, you don't smell like that, like active rotting death, more just cold, pale death. I think that's a little more preferable, to be honest. But I will have to examine the abdomen a little more fully. It's a bit engorged, really. I'll have to look at that a bit more. Now, I'm going to touch along your head, and I'll try to make it quick. I don't want to stay in one particular place longer than I have to. I imagine you would appreciate that, as well as myself. So, stay still for me, will ya? Thank you. Huh. I suppose I didn't know what I was expecting, but your hair's not bad. Feels pretty normal, actually. Well, I appreciate that. It's like you're still washing your hair. Or maybe that's the thing about being undead. You just don't have to wash your hair anymore. That'd be pretty cool, I think. I could spring for that. I'm just going to tap along and feel your face. Ooh, cold and clammy. But not cold, just more not living thing cold, I guess. You feel that alright? And any pain in any of this? I'm sorry, I'm not exactly sure what I'm looking for, only that I'm supposed to be looking for something. Well, I can try to check the lymph nodes. I have a little list of them all, so let's go find that. Oh, well, the occipital lymph nodes are distended. Let's see if I can move them. Yeah, those move. That's not my favorite part. I've got to be honest. Post-auricular here. Yes, that's a lot of movement, indeed. Pre-auricular here. Prodded. Yeah. And jugulo-digastric here. Submental and submandibular. That's all. It's like a waterbed. I don't really want to mess with that. I'll feel a little bit on the neck, I suppose. Don't mind me. I know you have nothing to do with this. I would have liked somebody to throw me a bone here. I didn't really think I was going to be interacting with the cryptid equivalent of a bowl of cold SpaghettiOs. Well, there's a lot of fluid backup. There's a lot of lymphedema. I suspect, in humans, correct, the lymph system is used to filter, right? So if you don't have actively flowing blood, of course they're going to build up, right? I wonder, when's the last time you've had a meal? We don't need to talk about what that meal is, but what was that? Yeah, that was a little bit ago. So, that's interesting. So, is it that slowly out of your extremities the blood has drained, so the lymph system is clogged, though you still have some remaining in the abdomen, chest area. More the abdomen, right. And if you were to have a full meal, would that translate back to the rest of your extremities? Would you gain that pallor? And how does that flow exactly? So many different questions. Oh my. I think you and I are going to be working together quite a bit in the future. Magic is a funny thing, isn't it? I'll have to note this down. Good. Let's look at your eyes. Right. I'm going to shine a light in them. It's going to be a little bright, right? It'll be quick. I see. Very pale indeed. Bloodless is the word, I think. And a milky consistency. So that's the part that looks more dead than alive, right? Though, have your eyes always looked like this? Or do they regain color after you've had a meal or regularly consume your preferred meal? I simply cannot get the words down fast enough. Now, I'm going to have a peek inside your nose. If you don't mind, just tilt your head up. Oh, no, nothing really going on there. It's just very, very pale. And if you wouldn't mind opening your mouth. You know what? You can go ahead and close that. Well, I really don't want to be rude, but I would liken it to a very thick gray slug, I think. Ugh. There isn't any reason for me to listen to your chest cavity, as we've established you have no heartbeat and you don't breathe. You have no need for respiration, but I do want to listen to your abdomen, if that's okay. Yes, I want to see what exactly is going on here. I would say just breathe normally, but indeed. You really don't have too much left in the tank, do you? It almost has a sticky quality sound to it, doesn't it? Just sticking together. Well, my friend, I think we will have to rectify that. I do have a couple of agents that have got in my last nerve, so. I think we can help each other out, you and I. Interesting. I see. So there are some sounds that I would say could be likened to intestinal sounds, but it's very sticky. I cannot think of a better way for it. It's just a sticky sort of sound. But we've established you haven't consumed anything in at least a few weeks. I think you're about on your last reserve, but there is something there. But I'd like to assess you when you are more a functioning Vrykolakas, as opposed to, well, essentially on your deathbed here, basically been starved. I think for the pursuit of science, we will have to get you a meal right quick. We generally have a steady stream of newly departed bodies. I suppose that one could probably part with their liver should they already be deceased. Yes? I know it won't be exactly what you're used to, but beggars can't be choosers, right? Let's see. Do you mind if I feel your abdomen a bit? I see. There's a touch more warmth to it, but it has a very, feels somewhat bouncy. That's not quite the word. Tight. There's a tightness. Do you mind if I do a bit of percussion? I would just be tapping along your abdomen using one finger to tap on the other hand, and that just tells me what's going on. I'm able to listen to the sounds that come back. I did a lot of studying, and I can tell what's going on, where there's fluid, where a contour may be, that sort of thing. Mind? Now that's what one calls barrel-chested. Well, I think we'll take a look at your extremities and maybe a bit or bob more, but we're nearly at the end. Do you mind if I look at your arms and your fingers? Well, besides the pallor and, of course, the temperature, it doesn't seem like there's any other impairment or anything else that would signal to me that there's something quite wrong. It's just all a little bit off. Could you do something for me real quick? Right. Could you just do this for me? Just touch each one of your fingers to your thumb. And can you do that a bit quicker? Like that. Good. All And I'm just going to feel the joints. A bit stiff, is that correct? But otherwise, no impairment of movement. Though they do tend to... Did you have arthritis before? There's a bit of a claw thing you're doing. It's just how they naturally sit for you. The claw. I see. Well, that's not a big deal, considering what we found. Now let me see the legs here. Same issue with pallor, though more the tops of the leg seem to have a bit more color. They're closer than, of course, your hands and forearms would be. But the feet also have the talon thing going on. Would you mind just straighten that out? That's a little weird. Yeah, let's stop freaking people out. Just hold it normal, yeah? There we go. That doesn't feel good. Alright, that's fine. Just claw away. But I swear if I get nicked... Well, there's no sense in checking for your capillary refill, but I'm curious. Let's test your reflexes. I'm going to grab your foot here, and I'm going to test for Babiniki, something like that. We're going to test your foot reflex. I'm just going to rub this blade of the hammer along your foot. Yeah, okay. And let's try to do your Achilles tendon here. Okay. Right. I'm just going to tap. Huh, okay. All right, so 1 out of 2. Let's do the knee jerk. A little bit. Okay. Let's test your biceps here. Just going to hold your arm, your elbow here with my hand, and I'm going to tap on my thumb. It's right in the crook of your elbow. Okay. Okay. Triceps. It's just... Let me just take the weight of that and let's go. Oh. Really? So no Babinskis and maybe no triceps? This is weird. Alright, let me hold it. You're a tough cookie. Okay, so no Babinskis, right. No Babinskis. And no triceps reflex. Okay. Well, that fills in all the blanks that I have. Actually, I filled in a lot more than I think really I was supposed to. But I wanted to fill out more. I've just filled up the page. But that's fine. So, back into the redacted file. And I think that I may be seeing you again. I have no idea what's going on or what this means for me, but this was actually really anything since I've been in the library for so long, but I mean, they won't make me an agent, but this, I could do this, I suppose. They're gonna have to get me a shit ton more bird books, though. They want me to do this. No, I did forget something. I have to sign my name. I never did tell you my name, did I? I'll be just a moment. Now, my new friend, my new, very strange and kind of dead friend, my name is Quinn Curry. At your service. I'm gonna take this puppy back. Wherever it goes, I'm just gonna look for some sort of door. Not one of those doors, though. I don't want one of those doors. I will leave you here. I'll let somebody know about the liver thing. Yeah, give it about 24 hours or so. This bureau works incredibly slow. Anyway, I suppose I'll bid you adieu. Hang in there, and I hope to see you sometime soon. Alright? See you later. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Please like this video if you want to. Comment if you'd like to. And subscribe